What's up, y'all? I'm Sheila J, and welcome to the Diva Dish. This episode is about Married to Medicine Atlanta. Am I coming in late? Yes, I know. I was a little kind of put off by the whole Housewives Atlanta thing and how uninteresting it really was. I really wasn't ready to have my heart broken. They did not fail to deliver. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe, that like button, join the Dish Mob. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I'm jumping in on season 8, episode 15, Jekyll Island 1. I will do a brief recap of where we started from in the beginning of this season, and we'll go to where we are now. So the recap in the beginning of the episode starts with Heavenly and Toya. This is an epic feud that has been going on for a very long time. It's always about money with these ladies. One's putting down this house. Toya's saying Heavenly's house ain't but $150,000, child. And Heavenly's saying, you had to rob Peter to pay Paul to get this house, child. Just back and forth, back and forth. So, of course, we're at the tennis court this season. Anila's there. Heavenly's talking about Toya's the brokest one here. And Toya's, feeling really hurt, talking about how she needs to start paying attention to her Instagram so she can get some style, child. Yeah, moving on. Then we cut to, Toya's talking to Jackie in the bathroom after one of her and Heavenly's riffs. And she's like, when Heavenly does that, it really hurts my feelings. Which is another reason why I love this franchise. The reason it's so real and it's draws us in is because it's for real. Yeah, moving on. Then it cuts to what's really been the meat of this season. Contessa and, Lord, what's her husband name, child? Contessa and Scott. Things ain't really been right since Contessa went to Nashville to do that whole general practitioner program so she could set herself up to be the first Black female Surgeon General. And, she left to come home. And you know what? I might be wrong. She might have gone back. I thought she was going to go back, child. I don't know. But things have been right since then, okay? This season is just as heated. She thinks that Scott is cheating. And this last episode, Scott walks in on her talking to her life coach. And as usual, she's playing the passive aggressive, like with the conversation she was having with her daddy a couple seasons ago when Scott walked up and, she's like, what were you saying, daddy, about how I'm a quitter because I quit the program? Just tell the man you didn't want to quit. You being passive aggressive would drive anybody crazy. Moving on. Then Scott says, well, I got a life coach too. And Tessa like, who you got? He said, well, I met her about 6 months ago. I haven't paid her anything. I just talked to her. That sound like a friend. A girlfriend, perhaps. Moving on. Child. Then we get to baby Simone and Cecil watching the news. Flashes up. Lisa Nicole, child. The feds, somebody, child. Surgeon General, somebody, child, coming after her about these COVID results. How she had this lab, they did these tests. These people ain't got these results because the quad saying he's supposed to get these results from the grave. Honey, moving on. We're at this town hall for Biden and Kamala, Vice President Harris. Now, Lisa Nicole, you work with 1, 2, 3 doctors and a dentist that's married to a physician. They can get their hands on any kind of information regarding what you got going on with this whole COVID thing. And now you're saying that the equipment hadn't come. Now, I don't know nothing about none of that, but it sounds like what you were doing was some of that. We're going to take these good old tests, send them off to this good old lab. Lab going to give us the results. And then we're going to, but you ain't supposed to be doing that. If you're taking tests, you're supposed to have the equipment to test the test. To run the test, child. Test the test, run the test, do the test, child. You're supposed to have all that on site. You were sending them off. Heavenly called you out again. Moving on. So then we cut to Jackie calling in because Jackie was on call when they were doing the town hall. They're going to Jekyll Island. All the ladies meet at Jackie's office so they can get ready to get on the bus, whatever. And Lisa Nicole pulls up, child. She got a little RV. And all the women get on the bus. They got to go pick up Heavenly because Heavenly live an hour away, child. Pick her up. She's got the food, whatever. Everybody gets on the bus. They keep keying, drinking little drinks, little wine, whatever. Baby, of course, it goes straight to the tea. Lisa Nicole. So what's the deal with this whole COVID testing scandal? And Heavenly's like, girl, you ain't got to tell me you was wrong. You had a third-party testing site. You ain't supposed to be doing that. And that's that on that. Lisa Nicole got real kind of fucked this season. Talking about get this bitch off my boat, going straight Kenya Moore style. Off my boat, child. Get this bitch off my RV. Yeah, just being ghetto. So, of course, they pull over. Jackie says she's going to get some gas, child. They pumping gas. Quad go in, go get something from the store. They get back on the bus. Everybody tired now, child. So they kind of quabbling back and forth, child. Then they get to the hotel, to Jekyll Island. Everybody goes to bed. And there we are. So then we cut to Toya's outside of the pool, and Heavenly comes out. So she sits down. You know, they're like, hi, nice niceties, whatever. Toya kind of gets to it. She said, you know, Heavenly, I've noticed that more often we are fighting than we are laughing. And Heavenly's like, you know what, you're right. Toya was like, you know, when we first met you guys, we first moved to Atlanta, you know, you and Damon were our model couple. You know, we didn't know anybody here. We were young. My husband was just starting his ER career. We were just starting our family. You know, we didn't have much. You know, we're starting from the bottom. Now we're here. Heavenly was like, you know what, Toya, you're right. She said, I've said some really mean things, but I'm very proud of you and Eugene. Damon is always saying how proud of you guys he is. She said, exactly. Damon is always saying. And Emily said again, you're right. As much as I call you out when everybody's looking, you know, about how I think you're doing, whatever I think you're doing wrong, I need to call out when you're right. You and Eugene have a beautiful family. You have a beautiful home. He's built a very good reputation, career, and client base here in Atlanta. There's really nothing bad I can say. Anything I'm saying, I'm really just being very petty. And I apologize. And Toya apologized as well. And hopefully we can keep the same energy on. Moving on. So then we jump to Contessa comes to see Jackie and Quad. And she's like, yeah, you know, I just got the phone with the kids. They joke about Daddy having a girlfriend. What? I'm sorry, what? The kids. Not the kids. What? They joke. Who thinks it's funny? So yeah, you know, she was keeping her composure. And, you know, the girls, you could tell they was just like, what? And, you know, Contessa got choked up. You know, she's like, there's so many reasons for us to stay together. And, you know, our family is so strong. You know, we do better as a family versus I want to stay married to this person. It's more like this situation works versus I'm happy with this person, which is... I mean, I guess different things can make people happy, but I can do bad by myself emotionally. And we'd be better parents separate if we're unhappy. And the kids can sense that. Why you think they kick in with Daddy? That ain't cute. Scott. We'll get to him later. Moving on. All right, so then we cut to everybody goes to the rooftop. Anila calls in and she comes upstairs. Finally, she gets there and we find out that she was tested. Her test came back inconclusive. She had to wait it out because she had to get another test and get those results back. So she's finally here. Everybody's up there. You know, they're like, okay, everybody's have a cocktail and they're chit-chatting. Then they decide, you know, they're going to go get dressed and get ready for dinner. Moving on. So we're moving on to, we're in Jackie and Simone's room. Well, I don't think it's their room, but one of their rooms, and they're in each other's rooms. I'm so glad they got back together and are friends again. Like, yeah, we know why they fell out. There might still be some salt there, but they figured out that their friendship was worth more. I mean, I've been friends for 20 years. I got friends, actually, that I've been friends with that long. We've never had, like, major beefs or falling out. So that means that if we ever did, it would certainly be worth getting over, you know? Black girl love it. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, so Quad comes to the room, child, and it was funny. Jackie said, you know, you can see through the back of that dress, child. Quad said, did you have to call it out? Moving on. So they're chit-chatting, talking, and Simone's like, catch me up. What happened? So of course they cut straight to girl Contessa, child. Contessa talking about how the kids saying, you know, Scott got a girlfriend, kikiing about it. And Simone's like, what? Kikiing? What? So, you know, Jackie was like, look, you know, when I was going through my thing with Curtis, had it not been for y'all, I probably would have gotten divorced. And Simone was like, had it not been for y'all, I certainly would have gotten a divorce. And, Choir was like, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Okay, she ain't lying. Moving on. So they decide to, first, Jackie's like, well, why don't you get Cecil to take Scott out and see if we can get anything out of him, see if we can, And, in the confessional, she was like, nah, it's touchy. I'm talking about grown folks stuff now. Even though we are friends, you got to be very careful. Quad suggests, why don't we invite them here? The men. They agree. They like, all right, cool, let's make it a party. And, Simone's like, now that's definitely going to change the dynamic of the situation. But they decide to proceed. Moving on. All right, so then we get to the dinner table. The dinner table is beautiful. Everything is laid out beautifully, of course. Married to Medicine, they know how to get down. They have beautiful dinners. Whenever they have a theme, it's always very well thought out, very touching. All right, same thing here. All right, so we're at the dinner table, and, they're doing these secrets, child, these rumors, trying to pin them on people, child. They said Toya admitted she was bisexual, child. She was like, nobody did not admit that. I said, I did a little something strange sometimes for a little piece of change, but I was not bisexual, and I am married, very hetero, Eugene sexual. Moving on. So then it cut to her, another rumor about Toya. Y'all, Toya keeps it fun. Her and her Patron child said that she kissed Quad in the mouth, or Quad kissed her in the mouth. And Toya's like, yeah, that happened. She said, I don't know if it was sexual or my lips were just tantalizing. Who knows, child? Tequila. Who knows? Quad. Moving on. So then we cut back to, when Contessa was talking at the thing where Giselle was there when they were in D.C. And she was like, I can't say what anybody's doing. He might be cheating. And Jackie was like, huh? Cheating? What? What do I think? I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm agreeing with Jackie here. But let's not put the cart before the horse, child. So we still at this dinner, child. They jump to the whole money thing or whatever about the $400 being missing. Neela's like, I know where my money was. It ain't there now. So Lisa kind of clowning Neela like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. And of course, Toya kicking on in, talking with the Kikis because, her and Anila ain't getting along no more, child. So Anila gets very emotional. She was like, listen, I've been talking to everybody about repairing our friendship. And heavily chimed in. She was like, yeah, she has. She's come to all of us trying to figure out what she can do to fix this. And Toya's kind of kicking. And Anila's like, do you not understand that you need to be the one apologizing? That you were the one that would run around here talking about me every chance you got with anybody? I thought we were friends. Toya was like, I'm going to need a moment. Then Anila cut to Contessa. She said, Contessa was right. That's a fake ass bitch. Do I think Toya's fake? I don't think she's fake. I don't think she's fake. But I don't know why she's mad at Anila. Maybe it was a Nene Cynthia type situation, okay? Toya's being very Nene. Have you found your backbone yet, Anila? I feel like she has. Moving on. And now Quad is pulling the strings, telling her when to drink, when to eat, to say what to do. Moving on. So then, child, Anila gets in her bag and she says, you know what, Miss Lisa Nicole, you haven't paid me. Remember when you asked me to put your stuff, your Lisa Nicole collection that don't nobody but me and Giselle wear on my blogging site? And I did. And Lisa Nicole said, you need to send me an invoice. Why you send me no invoice? Like, why should I have to send you an invoice? Anybody else I do this for, they're like, oh my God, I loved it. Send me an invoice. Simone chimed in and said, none of my patients come to me and say, send me an invoice. As a matter of fact, if I didn't bill their asses, I would probably be in bankruptcy right now. It could really go either way, okay? Sometimes people do say, send me an invoice. Maybe it was understood because it did flash back to Lisa Nicole and Anila having a conversation. When Anila was like, for my friends, I just legit feel like $400. And Lisa was like, so, sign me up, girl. Okay, we could take that to court, lady. But either way, I'm sure the judge would also say, did you send her an invoice? Okay, clearly she did not. Lisa Nicole and Toya clowned her. Everybody really at the table did kind of clown her, child. Called her all kinds of blonde, stupid, slow, silly, sad. Moving on, so of course Jackie was like, I'm done with it, can't handle it. And she was like, y'all, it's time to go. We're going to sit here another hour and just sit here and just berate this girl. So it's time to go. And so, everybody got damn Cards Child and went on back to the goddamn hotel. And it kind of shows some flashes to the next episode where Anila, Quad, and Kari are at the bar. And they gonna order up a good old tab and put it on Lisa. It's very passive aggressive. Could get you cussed out. Could get that bill likely charged to you. Anila, use your words. Use the paper. Make an invoice. But again, y'all, this is a show. End of the day. And it's kind of funny, so we'll let them have it. Then, of course, next episode, we will see Scott there. Hopefully some questions will be answered. Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, but I did love the coming together of Heavenly and Toya. Heavenly even made a proclamation at the dinner table that, you know, again, I don't say it in public enough, in front of you guys enough. I'm very proud of Toya. I'm proud of her and Eugene's family, the beautiful, you know, career he's built, the beautiful family she's built. They've done it together. One cannot do it without the other. Props. Black Girl Magic. Love it. Love this episode. Love this. Yeah, can't wait for next episode. It's going to be so good. All right, so if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. Join the Dish Mob. I do post weekly. I will be posting another one. I will be doing Jekyll Part 2 probably tomorrow. And then, of course, we got Reunion Part 1 coming up this weekend. I'll probably do a little short on the looks that we have. Looks very pastel, very monochromatic, chromatic, whatever. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye.